Good morning. Hello, everybody. I am really happy to have all of you guys here today. Hi. My name is Nicole Maxwell, and I am the CEO of Black Multiverse Enterprises. I am the founder of the Blackverse Metaverse community, and I am the owner of Technical Consulting. All of those things have a desire to make sure that you understand the possibilities for you and for your business in a future in the decentralized metaverse. I use my voice to talk about those things, but I also have a history as a end-to-end implementation consultant. One of the things that I know to be true is that technology is changing, and it changes drastically. It changes very, 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 very fast. All around us every single day. We are being impacted and transformed by technology. And so we want to be able to take advantage of and use the technology that is swirling all around us. So I welcome you to the Black Multiverse Skill Up program. This is a program that my organization is presenting in conjunction with Google. We are Grow with Google High Impact Partners for 2022. And I am really, really excited to be able to say that. So we also have, with this training session, we will be achieving our new height, and I'll be able to announce that hopefully next week. But we do have some really great things that are planned for the rest of this year. And what is that? That is all about skills and skilling up. So we want to make sure that people have an opportunity to fill in skill deficits and to fill in some deficiencies for things that maybe you grew up in an area with poor schooling, or you just didn't care about technology when you were younger. You weren't focused, but now that you've matured a little bit, it's time to get into the workforce. Or you could just be an entrepreneur or a small business owner, and you're looking for ways to cut costs, and you're also looking for ways to be a little bit more technically savvy. So that is why you are here. I appreciate all of you being here and being focused on what we are doing today. We are going to be learning all about Google Drive. So Black Multiverse Enterprises is presented in conjunction with Grow with Google. We are a Grow with Google partner. Like I said, we're a high impact partner for 2022. So check it out. Boom. So this is our latest badge that we've earned. So we are a high impact partner for 2022 with Grow with Google. Grow with Google is aiming to provide us with tools for our businesses. We present the Google Basics series to all individuals who are willing to jump in. You can connect with us in many different ways. We are streaming right now live to blackmultiverse.live, and that is our YouTube channel, or what I like to call Black Multiverse TV. We also have many different things available. So right now we are streaming on the Black Business Network. That is a network that is dedicated to the small business owner, the large business owner, the enterprise owner, that has a focus on us as a people. And so when we think about Black business, you think about the Black Business Network, the Black Business Expo, and 6 times a year, you think about Black Business Olympics. And that is a thing where we present a broadcast that puts Black business owners online, transforming them and providing them not only as speakers, but as leaders in their industry for 40 minutes each, 24 hours a day. You get to hear from a variety of Black business owners who are out here doing the thing, and you get to actually visualize, see Black business owners at their best, at their peak, talking about their expertise, what their business does, and how you need to take advantage of the things that are transforming in their industry. So if you didn't have me to tell you about Web3 and the Metaverse, you would be getting it from some other source that doesn't really know about how it impacts our culture. And the same can be said about a lot of these other industries. So why not hear it from the Black folks who are experts at what they do? That's what the Black Business Network does for you. I am a proud board member. I am in charge of strategic innovation for the Black Business Network, and I look forward to strategically innovating all up and down and throughout the metaverse in the coming weeks and months. You guys wait till 2024 because the Black Business Olympics is going every single month. That is 12 times a year. That you are going to be able to watch and tap into dedicated TV that is dedicated to Black people putting on information and doing it all for kids. And so that's what that's all about. Black Multiverse Enterprises is happy to have you here with us today. We're going to get started here in a few minutes, but you know how we do this. We always have a word from our sponsors first. So we're going to start off with the Metaverse and Artsy, and then we're going to move into the Multiverse and the Metaverse with Black Multiverse Enterprises. Thank you so much for being sponsors, and also thank you to the EE Testing Center and to the Black Business Network, Black Business Olympics, and the Black Business Expo. You caught me drinking some coffee, y'all. It is 10 a.m. and I'm still on trying to get through cup number one. We know how that goes. We're going to hear from our sponsor, Black Multiverse Enterprises. All right, so welcome to our training session today. We are going to go ahead and get started. So we are here today, and we're going to be talking about Google. So how do you use Google Drive? That is what we are going to be learning today. So I want you to tap in I want you to take a minute and actually open up. Either you can follow us here on YouTube, or you're probably following us on YouTube. But if you're not following us on YouTube, please go to blackmultiverse.live, and we'll put a link up for you here in a second. But I also want you to be able to know that that is my organization. That commercial you just saw is my organization. You are able to tap in with us to build out your metaverse. What do you want? What do you see your business doing in the metaverse? You can dip your toes in really easily. Holidays are coming, and that is a perfect gift. So create a metaverse space for what you do, or to provide your customers and community with a way to enjoy you in the metaverse. So come talk to me. So we are definitely excited about that and all the things that we have to offer. But today we're talking about training. How do you use Google Drive? Everybody has a Google Drive. So let's talk about it. All right. So we're going to get this started here, and there we go. All right. So now you should be seeing my screen. Let me just confirm you can see my screen. Yes, you can. All right. So I'm going to move myself because you don't need to see me. All right. So we're going to be learning about the basics of Google Drive. And so I'm actually going to restart this really quickly because I am not showing what I want to show. So we're talking about Google Drive and all the different ways that you can use Google Drive and how you can take advantage of Google Drive. So Google Drive is a way for us to be able to store documents in this thing called the cloud, right? So you think about, I'm a chick, so you think about your shoes. So let's think about shoes, right? So what is Google Drive? Think about your shoes. Your shoes are stored usually in a closet or in a cubby hole or in a credenza or something like that. Let's go with your closet. That closet acts like a storage space for your shoes. And so that is a space where you put your shoes, and it takes up physical space, right? And so that physical space is sometimes limited based on the house that you have. And so you're trying to create a shoe closet that is as big as can be, right? And you want to be able to store all your shoes that you've ever had in one place, and all the new shoes that you're going to get, you want to be able to put them all in one place too, and that's what you call your shoe closet. Well, let's imagine that you had a really, really, really tiny house, but you had a really, really, really big shoe interest, right? So you really were interested in shoes. That shoe interest could be moved to the cloud. So it's kind of hard to move shoes to the cloud. So let's change that and change the shoes to data, and the closet is the cloud. And so you're moving your physical closet into a cloud that acts like a virtual space where you store data. And that's what a cloud is. So think about it like that. It's a lot easier than trying to go down some of the more complex terms. But I'm going to tell you that Google Drive is an online storage location that allows you to safely store your digital files that you can create, share, use, and download. It's a digital storage space that's included for free with your Google account. So no matter what type of Google account you have, whether you have the free one or you have the paid version, you are able to tap in and actually take advantage of Google Drive. Okay, so it's included for free, so you get it, right? Okay, so let's talk about it a little bit more. So way back in the day, thousands and thousands of years ago, before computers existed, no, I'm just kidding. Before computers existed, if you had like important documents that you wanted to keep safe, you had like perhaps a resume or some folders that you kept that resume in, you had to have this big old huge filing cabinet, and you were able to put all your documents in there. You had some keys to it, and those keys kept it safe until you lost your keys, and then you had to like pry it open with something else to help you get in there. That cabinet could potentially hold hundreds of different documents, right? So that document, computers then allowed you to store your documents digitally. So now you have the ability to store them on your desktop, but then you run into the problem of spacing, right? So for years, we learned how to put files digitally. I used to electronify documents. So I used to take paper invoices and convert them into electronic formats. And oftentimes that included CDs way back in the day, right? So we had these CDs and things. Your operating systems back when computers were hard to use, you actually had a disc that you would put in and program it, right? And then that changed to CDs and DVDs. And then eventually we just got rid of those altogether because the cloud became a thing. So now the internet gives us a way to keep all of our digital files safe and secure without any physical device storage at all. What this means for you is that you can now store your resume and all those other digital files, your photos, your templates and things like that. All of that can be stored in the cloud, right? So we want to be able to do that. All right. So we are able to do that. Now, let's look at what it looks like to actually go down that rabbit hole just a little bit more. So as devices have gone down in size over the years, the amount that they're storing has exponentially increased. So think about that shoe analogy again. As you collect and acquire shoes over time, you get more and more and more shoes, you have less and less and less space, right? And so that's the same thing with your desktop. And then eventually your performance on your computer starts to be impacted by that because you have way too much storage and way too many things going on. But if you are savvy, you're able to now use things in the cloud. So Google Drive is free to users, and it comes with your free Google account. If you have Gmail, you have a Google Drive, right? Because the storage space for your Gmail, guess what? That comes from your Google Drive. So those of us like me, I am one of those people. If you are somebody who utilizes a lot, you never delete emails, like that is one, a gold mine for someone if they get into your accounts, but two, it also means that that you're using up that 15 gigabytes that they give you by default. Okay, so that's where the storage space is coming from. All right, so with 15 gigabytes of free storage, you can store all your digital files on your Google Drive, which is safe and it's secure. It's safe and it's secure. And so what do we do with that? So let's imagine that you store it, you have your digital resume and then you store it in your drive. That means that you are able to access it from anywhere. So you're able to access it from your home computer, your home phone, your home cell phone, your home, your potentially your Google Home Hub. You're also able to access it from work and on the go. Some of us have cars that have these things included as well. So you're able to do it in that way too. So you are also able to use it at someone else's location. So by logging into Google, you're able to access your drive with your credentials, right? Here's the best part. So files that stored on Google Drive don't get lost. So even if your computer crashes, you don't have to worry about not having your files because they are where in this imaginary cloud that's up here, that's actually a virtual server, right? So the projects that you create with your Google applications are all going to be automatically stored on your Google Drive. You don't have to remember that because it automatically saves it for you. So you don't have to worry about that save button that so many of us have been tormented by over the years. All of that is freely available to you. You're able to use it and take advantage today. So jump in. The USB drive image by Clicker Free Ads is from Pixabay. And so some of these things are from Pixabay. So you guys should check out Pixabay because Pixabay provides images. All right. Okay, so this is how it works. We've got our physical storage, we've got our computer storage, our external storage, like all those things can be moved over to the cloud storage. All right, so how do you do that? We are going to take a really quick break and then we are going to come back and I'm going to show you how to actually do this. Okay, here we go. All right, so you're going to want to sign in and you are going to tap in. Go ahead and sign in. You're going to click the link on the upper right hand corner of your google.com page, and that is going to take you in to actually the sign in page. So if you don't have a Google account, now is a perfect time to go ahead and to go ahead and use that. So you're going to set up an account if you don't already have one, but if you do have one, which you likely already do, go ahead and use one of the accounts or the account that you already have. And you're going to go ahead and click on sign in and then follow the instructions. So add in your username, add in your password, and then come on in. And that will make sure that you're logged in. Now, if you're already logged in, you're going to not see this screen because you're already logged in. You are going to see one of the next screens. All right. So now we're going to find out. So I'm going to give you guys a second. If you are watching this on replays, which I highly recommend, you're going to be able to click on pause and then go ahead and sign in and then come back when you're ready. All right. Okay. So accessing your drive. Well, how do you get to your drive? How do you get there? Well, you're going to be able to, very much like you just did, up in the upper right-hand corner, there is a app button, and that button looks like a dial pad. It's right next to your avatar button. So you're going to be able to click that. It's right next to your avatar button, and it is going to be the one that looks like the dial pad. You're going to be able to select that and then choose drive. Okay, so couple tips here that are just Nicole tips for y'all. If you have ever kind of rearranged this screen, the one you're looking at with the grid where you see all the apps, your Google Drive is not going to be in the same space. So depending on what apps you frequently use and what apps and whether or not you've moved any of these around, you may be seeing something different. It's okay. It doesn't matter where Google Drive is in your app context menu. You're going to be able to drag that to the place where you want it. So all you have to do to drag is click one time, click on it one time, so long press, and then drag it up to the space where you want to drop it to, and then drop it. Release your left mouse button or however you clicked it. Release that, and it will drop it into its new position. Now, here's another pro tip from me to you. You're able to do that with absolutely every single one of these. So you can make this a customized menu that makes more sense for you and what you do. Okay, so that's a cool way to make this a little, give it a little flavor of you, right? Okay, so now we're going to click on Google Drive, and this is your Google Drive. So when you click on it, you're going to go ahead and test that out. So make sure that you're testing it out. Now, What is Google Drive? Well, I already told you, but it's a place for all of your files and your apps. So you have quite a few different apps out here that you're able to use on Google. And so the drive is the storage location for those apps. So the things that you are creating and producing in this world, you can put them out on Google Drive and make sure, and that will allow you to make sure that they are being safe and they are being cared for safely, right? So, all right, so now go ahead and open it. The very first time you come in here, it's going to be blank. So just know that this is going to be a place for all your files. So you've got Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. We're going to go through, we're going to fill this up a little bit so that it's no longer bare, right? But first, let's review. All right, so let's go for a tour. I think, eventually we'll see Google actually create this as a wizard that pops up every time you are a new user using your Google Drive for the first time. You're going to be able to move around with it or exactly see the tutorial that is going to be available, or that should be available. That's a recommendation for me. There should be a wizard here. All right, so up at the top, you are introduced to your search bar. So that search bar searches inside of Google Drive. Now, this is a different search bar than your URL where your website address is. That is not this. This is a search bar. Just like on websites where you have a search bar, this is a search bar that searches within the drive. All right. You also have the new button that allows you to create new things. When you click that, there's a drop down. It doesn't just open up automatically. Over on the bottom, you have your menu, and that is going to give you the list of all of it's kind of like a file directory. So you're going to have a list of all of your folders and your files and the different drives that you have, documents that have been shared with you. And then right below that, you have the storage. And you have how much storage. Now, in this screenshot, storage is not highlighted, so that's why I'm calling it out. Storage is extremely important. You want to know how much file storage you actually have. So they've highlighted storage in a different way. In the middle, which I call a context screen, right where it says quick access here. In the middle, it's the very large panel underneath where it says My Drive. You have all of the files that have been stored there. Now, Google Drive is file agnostic, so you are going to have all sorts of files here. So it's really important that you're not just going to be seeing like Google Docs or Google Sheets. Depending on how you access it, you might just see that, but you can definitely narrow down a search to only show you certain file types, but every kind of file can be stored here in Google Drive. All right. So now that we've gone through that, let's talk about your search filter one more time. So search allows you to search with a what I call a smart filter. So it is commonly known as a smart filter. So you're able to type in, and as you're typing, it begins to show you relevant files that match the search that you are inputting. Okay, and then of course, when you actually click it, those results appear in the context menu or in the content pane in the middle underneath where it says My Drive. All right, so let's fill this bad boy up. Let's create a doc for your drive. Okay, so we're going to create a Google Doc. We have several other videos on our channel. So if you're watching on YouTube, please tap in at if you're not watching on YouTube, if you're watching us on Hulu, Roku, Pod TV, Amazon Prime, any of our distributors, please go ahead and go to blackmultiverse.live, and that is going to take you directly to our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to find the full session that we did on how to use Google Docs. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a Google Doc. So what are we going to do? We're going to go into our drive, and then we're going to select New. So once you select New, you'll be able to choose Google Docs. Like I said, there's a little menu that pops out, and you're able to choose what you're going to create. Okay. All right. So this is the context menu that comes up. So once you choose new, it's asking you, what do you want to create? So let's review this a little bit more in depth, right? So you are able to create a new folder. You're able to create a file or upload a file. You're able to upload a whole entire folder. So let's say you have a whole folder full of photos or a whole folder full of videos. You're able to upload those into the cloud up to your storage limit. So remember, that limit can be increased up to a point, but after the 15 gigabytes, you do need to start paying for additional storage. So these are different ways that you can add new documents to your storage. All right, so down at the bottom, we've got some colorful icons here, and this is going to show us Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Forms, and more, right? So we're going to start with Google Docs. So you're going to click that once. And when you click that, you're going to be opening up a Google Doc. So we're going to give this doc a title. We are calling our version sample document. You can write whatever you would like to, maybe training or how to. And Google's listening to me clearly. And then we're going to be able to move on and add some sentences in here. So we can add a couple of words. You can add some sentences. If you already have copy created, you can paste that in here. Whatever you would like, you can put that here in this slide and then format it a little bit. Now, we are not going over formatting in today's session, but we do have a lot of other slides, other documents and videos that will show you how to actually create those documents and format them and everything. Okay, so check that out because I believe that was last week's session. All right, so just as a reminder, Black Multiverse, we do this every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to noon, and you're able to get some tips and tricks on how to actually use Google applications. We're happy to have you here with us, and wherever you are in the world, we're happy to have you here with us and watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please do share the video. Please go ahead and like and also subscribe. All right. So we have just created a Google document. We've titled it. And so now we're just going to back out, right? So we're going to go back into our drive. And when we go back into our drive, we see that that document has been created. If you need to follow those steps again, you click on New and then click on Google Docs. And then you're going to give it a title and add in some words or copy. And then you will have a brand new document. And so that brand new document lives inside of your Google Doc or your Google Drive right away. All right, so now let's go ahead and create a folder. Okay, so we're exploring all the different ways that you can get organized, right? So that's what this is all about, is productivity and organization and how you can use these tools to be more efficient. So you're going to be able to create a folder. So in this module, you're going to open up your drive and create a document, and you're going to be able to see how easy that is, first of all, and go through those steps with me. So we're going to click on New again. So always when you're creating, it's going to be click and then New up at the top, and then click Folder. And then you're going to select a name for your folder. So those are the steps you're going to do. So your files are always going to be stored automatically. Even if you don't have folders in there, it's stored automatically. So if you're looking at your actual drive right now and you just walk through those steps to create a new document, you see that that document is already sitting here. So it's sitting there in your drives and it shows up as a recent document. Okay. All right, so now you're going to click on New, select your folder, and then you're going to be asked for a title. So what title do you want to put on your folder? If you can't decide on a title name, just leave it as the default, or put in My New Folder, right? So we're going to step through that. You can leave it as Untitled Folder or create it as My New Folder, however you like. And then go ahead and click Create. All right. And so if you need to see that one more time, stepping through it really fast. All right. So now you've accomplish two things, right? So now you have a document, and that is representative of any document that you would have in a normal space. So that document could also be a it could also be reflective of like a resume or a agenda. We created an agenda in a couple of one of our very first sessions. You're able to create agendas. You're able to create any kind of document and actually have that be existing inside of your storage and inside of your Google Cloud Drive. You're also able to move that document now. So let's talk about organization. Organization is key, and you're able to move that document into a drive. So let's just imagine that this is 6 months down the road. You have tons and tons and tons and tons of files and folders, and they are all over the place. They're everywhere. A really quick way to get organized is to move all of those and put them into logically organized files and folder directories. You can number your file folders. You can label them with letters at the beginning so that they stay in a specific order, or you can just have them out here, kind of being whatever you're naming them, and they'll be sorted in whatever order you sort them. All right. So the same way that you would organize your files on your desktop is the exact same way that you would do that. So if you're someone who's coming to us, and maybe this is a very basics course for you, because that's what this is all about, is getting some basic skills. If you are one of those folks, maybe you're not coming from a place where you have a desktop and that desktop has all of these folders and files already designed. Maybe you're coming to this session and you're listening in, and you are someone who is learning about how to do all this stuff for the first time. In that case, you might be coming from having a paper filing system. And so maybe you're somebody who was, dedicated to having different color tabs and different color folders, and having all these folders neatly organized. You're going to do the exact same thing with your Google folders, okay? And so if we don't go over it, I'll give you some tips for transforming that into a logical system for yourself as we move forward here. All right. So the first thing you're going to want to do is we've got a file, we've got a folder. We're going to take that file and we're going to drop it into our folder. And it's just that easy. All you have to do, you're seeing it on screen. You have to pick that file up and put it where it goes. That's the very simple understanding of what we're doing. In technical terms, we are dragging and dropping this file into that folder. So you're moving one object and putting it into another. All right. But, keeping it simple, you're moving that where it needs to go. Okay. So let's be real. All right. So it's really easy to do, and you should be able to do that. This is a skill that is going to be extremely beneficial to you in every single type of at least productivity type or office-based setting that you could possibly have, is the ability to drag and drop. If you're, sometimes you want to go out and create your own website, they now have drag and drop websites. So this function right here is something that, if you're entry level, that's a skill that employers need to be checking for. Because if you don't know how to copy and paste and you don't know how to drag and drop, life is going to be hard. So I actually had an employee who didn't know how to copy and paste, and it was the hardest thing for her to learn how to do this. And we worked at a data center in Tampa, Florida. So I think that was, it's really a testament, and this wasn't that long ago. So yeah, that's a skill set I'm definitely checking for on anybody that is joining my teams in any sort of capacity. Give me drag and drop. Make sure that you can copy and paste. Those are the basics. And I shouldn't even have to ask for that in these days. But we know that people are coming from different spaces and different areas. So, all right. So how to do that? Here you go. Ready? One of the best skills you can have. You can put this on put this in your pocket. This is definitely one to keep around. You're going to click the file. So click it one time. Don't open it. Don't double click. Click one time and then drag it. So you're literally like, you drag somebody by their collar or drag somebody, you are going to drag the file into the folder. So think about it like, it's a kid and they're kicking and screaming. They don't want to go. No, this file wants to go into that folder. You just drag it and drop it right there. Okay. All right. So create a structure for your drive. So what does that look like? This is what I was talking about earlier. You now know how to create a document. You know how to create folders, and you know how to create files. But none of that matters unless it makes sense to you. So it's important that your structure, especially if you're the only one using it, makes sense to you. If you have to think about other people using your drive, then you have to think about what's logical for everybody. But if this is just you, you can come up with a thing that works exceptionally well for you. And if that is, means putting letters in front of everything, or if you have 4 letters in front of everything, like this is all you. So you can customize this and think about this as like your little treasure chest, neatly organized in whatever way that you want to do it. And, it's likely that no one will ever see it if you're not trying to share that with anybody. All right. Next up, so you don't want to just throw stuff in here. You're going to want to make sure that it's logically organized. Okay. So what does that look like? You get to decide where you're putting everything and what everything is named. So that hierarchy or that organizational structure, you're going to be able to create what works best for you and the way that you think. So for all my different thinkers out there, we think differently than the norm. Like, you guys, this is perfect for you because you can do whatever you want to. You can have as many layers in depth as you want to, though I don't recommend having too many just for ease of yourself. But if you like having different levels of different things, like, you can definitely do that. So we're going to create a hierarchy. And so one way you can structure your drive is to have different folders that are visible. You're going to have one for work, one for personal projects, and one for like your family business or like your household business kind of thing. Okay. So inside your work folder, you are going to have subfolders of each of the major projects that you're doing at your job. You could also create subfolders for each work folder for the client. So think about, those of us with businesses, think about your business. Like, how do you organize client materials? How do you keep your client materials away from other client materials? And how do you keep those kind of fenced in and safe and secure? That is always really important. Also, I don't think this is going to say it, so I'm going to say it. Before you do this, it is also kind of okay. It's a tip that you can do, is to go in and actually write out what you want your hierarchy to be. If you're a writer, do that on a piece of paper or a notepad. And if you are not, you might be able to type it out and just use pipes as like delimiters and things like that. You can really do this a variety of different ways, but it's important that you at least can visualize the structure and that the structure makes sense before you get too in depth with it and you start dragging folders all around and then everything is lost and you're frustrated because you wasted some time. So make sure that you have a plan in place. Okay. All right. So inside the personal projects folder, you're just going to have one subfolder. And so for that one subfolder, it's just going to be each personal project that you're working on. Inside the household and family folder, that could have just one folder for like your budget, another for family photos, another for home repair, or one for the family tree. So think about just different things that you can do. It's really important. Like don't get too stressed out about this. I do recommend planning it in advance, but you don't want to get stressed out. Whatever you do, you can usually reverse it with a little bit of work. So don't worry about it for too much. All right. So for now, just think about 1, 2, maybe 3 different categories that you can use to put together your different types of categories, whatever those categories are going to be. Maybe you have an anime collection and you want to be able to sort each anime by the different series, or by the publisher, or by, maybe it's a manga. Like, put all those things in order so that you can understand what they are. And like I said, the important thing is that if you're the only one accessing this, that it is logical to you. Okay. All right, so now in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and create new, and then we're going to click on a folder, and we're going to create a new folder, and then we're going to create 2 or 3 main folders underneath that, and just keep repeating that process, right? Okay, you're going to type a name for that folder, and then type a name for another folder. Now, remember when I said that you can really customize this? This is one of the best ways to customize that. So this is for everybody who has historically been someone who's out here trying to get to know this new way of doing things, and you're coming from the file folder system. So the file folder system with physical files, physical folders, that system, you're going to be able to replicate it as much as possible using the tools that I'm about to show you. One of them is to color your folders. So we used to have green folders, you had pink folders, you had black folders, you had light green folders, you had all sorts of different folders. And based on those folder types and the color, you visually understood what was inside of that folder without having to name it anything. Like you knew that, hey, these are going to be the budgets, these are going to be the medical records, or these are going to be the receipts. Like you knew that, right? So the yellow would always be receipts or things like that. So you're able to do that. So take advantage of this because it's really, really cool. And it helps you to customize it, make this feel like it's something that's just for you. Add that extra level of familiarity, right? So you're going to be able to click on the folder. So this is not a regular click though. You're right clicking. So make sure that you right click and then change your color so that it matches whatever color you want to pick. So you're able to do that. And once you do that, this is what we call a context menu. So the context menu comes up, and right there towards the bottom, it's like the 5th one up from the bottom, you're going to see change color. And so click that. Over on the right-hand side, there is an arrow that points to the right. When you select that, the colors options come up. There are a variety of colors here, and thankfully there's more than one green. Because if there was only one green, I would be so messed up because everything in my life has to be green and yellow and gray and silver. So we want to make sure that that the colors are there for the people, and Google has done a great job of that. The color wheel is exceptional. It's not an HTML color wheel for all of my artists out there, but you do have several to choose from. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click that. And once you do that, you're going to see it disappear and the color will change. All right, so you're going to go ahead and add the color that you want to a folder and then change the color. And they actually chose black. I think that that's kind of hard to see on the screen that it actually changes colors, but you are able to do that. And if I can pull it up, no, I'm not going to do that. I will, if you have questions on what that looks like, you get stuck on that piece, then come and let me know. Just tap in and we will get you an answer there for sure. You can reach me at grow@blackmultiverse.io. All right, there is a way to make it easy to access the files and folders that you know you're going to use all the time, right? So what is that one folder that you always need but can never find because you named it something and it's kind of silly? You want to rename it, but you don't know how. But you don't really want to rename it because it's what you wanted it to be. So let's do something else. Like let's star it. So we're going to star that folder, and that's going to let you see the file folder come up a little bit more easily, right? All right, so we're going to add a star to your favorite files and to your favorite folders. So how do you do that? All right, well, you're going to, inside of a document, it's really easy to do. Inside of a document, you have it right up at the top. If you look at the top by the name, there's a star. And if you click that star one time, it then notes this as an important file and folder. And you know what? Pro tip for you guys, that happens in Gmail too. So it's the same type of functionality for every single email you have out there. You can also star that email and make it important. Okay, so this is a better view of what a colored folder looks like, just stepping into what we just got done talking about. But if you look in the middle of the screen, there is a work files and folders. Like that is now a colored folder. And we can take that and add it to our starred folder by right clicking and then selecting add to starred. And now, whenever I click on starred, I'm able to actually see just those files and folders that are starred. And so I think that that's really important that we understand how to use that and that you're able to take advantage of things like that a little bit more easily, so that it's a quick way to just reach out and grab some files and folders that are like super important. I have also noticed that I believe Google does this a little bit on their own as well. So we are not the only ones that will be identifying important things for us, but their algorithm appears to be doing that as well. So we've talked about how to add it to a folder. We're showing once again how to add it to a file. I'm sorry, we previously did how to add it to a folder. We're now adding a starred object to the folder, right? All right, so now we're going to move stuff around. So let's say that you didn't follow my advice. You did not go through and actually kind of pinpoint which files and folders and directories you want. You didn't create that hierarchy offline. So you went and you just started creating a whole bunch of folders and files, and then you started dragging stuff all over the place. Now everything's a mess, and it's causing you more time than what you anticipated. So how do you fix it? This is a great way to fix it. And so we're going to show you how to move files and folders. All right. So you are going to, let's create another folder. So we're going to go ahead and create another folder. You can name it whatever you want to. So you're going to click and then create new folder, just like we have been. And then you are going to drag your old folder into the new one. All right. So we're going to step through that. Click on folder. Name your folder. All right, so you've got my new folder, and then you've got second folder. And you're going to pick that folder up and drag it where it needs to go. So I'm going to keep saying that like that because that's exactly what you're doing. You're picking it up, dragging it where it needs to go. And so you put that inside of the other one, okay? Now, you go ahead and try that. If you have not, we're going to step through it one more time very quickly. All right. And that is how you do that. So you're able to move things where they need to go. And I'll show you another way to do this so that you get some additional tips too, because there's an even cooler way to do this. It is from within a document. You can actually move a file into a document. So let's go ahead and we're going to keep going though. Let's rename a file or a folder. So why? So again, you didn't listen and you didn't go ahead and map out kind of what you were going to do. Now everything's a mess. Now you need to go back and fix it. So what does fixing it look like? We're going to go ahead and rename a file or a folder. All right. So right click one of your folders and select rename. Okay. And so this is really easy. If you are used to renaming files and folders in something like your desktop, then you're able to do this and it's not different, right? But you're going to right click, select rename, and then type in a new name for your folder. Same thing goes for a document. It works the same way. Okay, so we renamed that work files. So now that looks a whole lot cleaner. Our work files folder is colored and it is also marked as important. It is starred for future reference so we don't lose track of it. All right, so you give it a go. You're going to right click And then you're going to choose a rename. It's right above what we just got done doing, right above change color. And then you're going to add in the new name. And there you go. All right, so now guys, let's recap everything that we've done. So we've been able to create a document. We've been able to create new folders. We have modified folders. We've changed their names and also added some customization. So we created a folder structure and added some customization by coloring folders that were important to us. We starred folders and files that were important to us. Now, let's delete something because we know at some point you're going to need to delete something. There's going to be a duplicate or there's going to be something that wasn't supposed to be uploaded or you're going to need more space. So you're trying to manage all of this together. How do you do it? How do you delete? And more importantly, how do you fix something if you deleted it and you didn't mean to? So we're going to talk about deleting and restoring a file and or a folder. Okay. All right. So deleting, really easy. Probably too easy, but it's literally a little bit easy. All right. So all you're going to do is drag and drop. Okay. So you're dragging your file over to the trash. So you put it in the trash. Now, a few things. Once you move a file and folder into the trash, it stays there for 30 days and then it's permanently deleted. So that's the first thing to know. If you really want your trash deleted, like let's say that there's something that's completely not supposed to be on this drive at all and you need to get rid of it, you can right click and permanently delete your trash. Okay. If you delete a folder, you're deleting the files inside of that folder also. So if you want to delete a folder, make sure that you move any of those files out to another folder or into just kind of the open area before you delete it. Okay, so what we're showing on screen is how to drag and drop a folder into the trash. All right, so remember that you got 30 days before it actually gets deleted, and you actually need to restore it. Okay, so if you don't want the file in the trash, how does that work? So on your desktop, you've done that, and it's going to be a messed up situation because you don't really have too many options. Sometimes it just permanently deletes things based on the size and your settings and things like that. Other times you're able to restore if it's in the trash, but once you hit that recycle bin and you empty that recycle bin, it's gone. So if it is in the trash, the same thing applies here. You are able to restore a file that's in the trash. So let's say that somebody who's not technically savvy like you comes in and they delete an item from your drive. Maybe it's a rogue employee, maybe it's somebody who, whatever reason. Sometimes accidents happen, but most of the times I find that this is a deliberate action when this is done. So how do you restore it? So they don't know that you can restore it. So check your trash, right? Especially if you're sharing documents, check your trash. Now, select restore, and that's all you got to do. So you're going to open the trash. So you click on the trash, and then you're going to right click the folder that you want to restore, and then you're going to select restore. It is a very simple process. Okay, so let's step through it. So you click the trash, you right click the folder and select restore. Now also right here, you can see that you can also delete from right here. So that's the other way to do it. You are able to delete from right here. Okay, so now you give it a go. If you have not done that, we're going to show it really fast. Drag and drop, restore. So you're going to click the trash, click work files, or click the folder that you want to restore, and then you're going to click on restore. All right, cool. Now you know how to delete, you know how to restore, you know how to create, you know how to modify. how do you search? Like, once you have 3,000 documents, there's a lot of stuff out here. So, how do you begin to search that and make it so that you can actually take advantage of finding what you have? Now, y'all know that Google is one of the best search engines in the world, right? So, you have at your advantage one of the best search engines in the world right inside your drive. So, uh, that's how you're going to be able to use this. And so we're going to be able to put together and put to work all of the great ways that you're able to search inside your drive. So I'm looking for a spreadsheet that contains information about my monthly budget. I don't remember what I named that file. Man, when I tell you this happened to me yesterday and I was losing my mind. This definitely happened to me. And I was searching high and low. A lot of you guys may have heard me say that I have several different accounts. So I have several different Google Drives, and I could not remember where I actually did this one for this project that I was working on. And I know I had done significant work on it. It didn't appear to be on my desktop, so I was like trying to find it. So I had to put search to work for me. Finally, I found it. But this is exactly what you're going to be able to do. So I couldn't find it using, so let's say that like we're looking for a budget, and let's say that I can't find it using the word budget. So budget is the one thing that's like coming to my head. That's what I would have named it, is of course it's a budget. But now I am able to search for things that are inside that spreadsheet. So not just the title, but also the content. So that works on spreadsheets, it works on PDFs, it works on Google Docs. So all those things, you're able to actually search the contents of it, right? So Google deciphers all those contents. So think about that when you're thinking about data for Web3. But you also have all of that information. So to do this particular step, you're going to search for the word budget and you don't find it. And then you're also going to search for the word rent, or maybe something like groceries. And so maybe it will come up with that. Oh, excuse me. Now, if you know that you have a specific amount that you've written in there, you can also search for that. So if you know like 300 million was the cost of that proposal that you were working on, or the price of the proposal, the rate of the proposal that you were working on, then you can search 300 million or 300M and see if it comes up. Like, all those are different ways that you can think differently and use technology at your disposal to make it work, right? Okay, so we're going to go back to our drive. And so you're going to click on drive in the upper left-hand corner. Remember how you get there. You always want to remember how you get back to your drive, because that's like literally the hub for all your documents, right? So at the top of your document, remember the Google Doc that we created? I asked you guys to write a couple of sentences. So if you did that, you have sentences inside of that document, and that's what we're going to search for. So think about that document. Think about the words that you wrote down, and then try to search inside the drive for that word. Okay, so you're going to search for those words and then click enter, right? So let's do this. We're going to type in the word news, and the news is going to eventually either show up or not show up. All right. Okay, so we're searching for a file. We're typing in one or more words, and you can type in strings of words, you can type in phrases, you can type in lists of things. Like, all those are different ways to search, and it definitely is helpful. It definitely works. Like I said, Google search is one of the most used, if not the most used search engine in the whole world. So putting that search to use for you inside of your drive is absolutely fantastic. All right, so now what do we do? Okay, so let's talk about the future. The future is all about collaboration. Like you hear people talking about collaboration all day long, right? And so when we're thinking about collaboration, you're going to be able to right click and share out your files. So in order to share out a document, we are going to share it with our team or share it with different people who are really interested in checking it out. You can share it. We've already talked about how to share documents and files and folders and things. And so there are some really cool different ways that you can do that. Check out all of our other videos because we have definitely gone into how to share quite a bit. Okay. All right. So to share a file, you're going to right click or control click the file. Now, control click. I don't actually use that, but you can right click it and then click share. Type the email address of the person that you want to share it with. So that is really easy. So you're going to click and then click once more. So once you click, the context menu comes up, or I'm sorry, once you right click, the context menu comes up and you're going to click share. And then you're going to choose who you want to share it with. Okay, so there's a couple different ways that you can share on this screen. So the first one is going to be able to add people or group distribution list that you have. So this is pulling from your email, or you can add someone's email to this. So that is what it means by people and groups. So if you have a distro list that's in your contact list, you can share it with that whole distro list all at once. So for example, I have a distro list for my board of directors. I'm sorry, my board of advisors. And so my board of advisors, they're all able to see a certain level of documents that I want to share with them. So you're able to do that. And then down below, you also have the option of sharing a link with a specific set of people. Now, the caution that I will give you here is that up top, it's very explicit. So you are saying that only the people who have access to, who have their names listed here are going to be able to have access to this document or to this folder. Down below, you're saying people who have this link can access this folder. And that's a way bigger group of people because that means that I can share that link with somebody else and they can share that link with somebody else. And so for highly secure projects or things that require some additional levels of security, you might want to do something a little bit differently than sharing that whole link with folks, okay? So it works just like this. Mm-hmm. All right. Now that you've shared it, we chose the version on top. Now that you've shared it, you're able to select the type of share that you want to do. So what type of access are you giving these people? These folks are getting access and they are able to see what you're allowing them to see. So they're either going to be an editor, a commenter, or a viewer. And if you aren't sure about what that means, you're able to actually go back and watch one of our videos, especially the Google Docs video, because that actually goes through that. So editor means that you have access to allow them to make changes. Commenter means that you're allowing them to leave comments on your documents. And then viewer means they can just see it. Like that's all, right? Okay, so if you want, you can type a note to them that explains to them why you gave them access to the document instead of them just getting a document that says, hey, Nicole Maxwell has shared something with you. It's like, okay, why? What do you want me to do with it? So always tell people why you're giving them access. I feel like that should be required, but it's not. So I'll go ahead and send. And that is how you do that. If you're giving folder access, it works very similar. So that was document access. We're going to share at the folder level now. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and find the folder, and then you're going to right click on that folder and then click share. And same thing, you're going to select the people that you want to share the folder with. and choose the type of access that they're getting. Okay. Now, then you add in the comment that lets them know why you're sending them access. And now you've done that. So you've shared a folder. So you are going to share a folder. You're going to select that folder, right click and click share, and then type in the email address of the person that you want to give access to. But don't forget to select the type of access that you want to give them. Okay. Now, here's the thing that gets most people, and that is the idea of where the heck did my files go? I knew I was just working on this. What happened to it? But it's not a file that you own. It's a file somebody else owns, and they shared it with you. And you were invited in as an editor to collaborate. Well, let me tell you, there is a space that is designated for just those files and folders. So what you're going to see is on your drive over on the right-hand side, you're going to, the left-hand side, you're going to see all the files and folders that other people have shared with you. So you'll see the person who shared it and the date that it was shared. So this makes life a whole lot easier. If you want to come back to the view that shows you all the files that you own and that you've created, you're going to just click over on the left-hand side, click on My Drive. Okay. So what that looks like is right there on screen for you. And you see shared with me. Oops. You see shared with me. Let me go back. You see shared with me. And it shows you the different files and folders, what's been shared with you. And if you hover over it, you can get that information. And then also, if you look at this screen before we kind of close things out, if you look at the screen, right above where it says share date over on the right above that is a little grid. It actually looks like the server icon, but it's a file folder directory. If you click that one time, that gives you the directory layout. Instead of viewing everything with a thumbnail, you're able to see the files and the folders with the directory, and it shows like the non-image version of the file. So it takes away the images. So maybe you're just looking for something by name. You need to be able to spot it quickly because there's thousands of files to go through. You don't want to see all these big thumbnails. You just want to see that. So that is the other view, right? And I feel like people miss that quite often. So I do include that in my trainings as a tip, because it is really cool. Now, once you click that, the image will change a little bit, and you'll be able to, what does it change to? Yeah, so it changes to like, it almost looks like blocks or like windows. It's a grid. It's still a grid, but it looks like blocks or windows. So that view that I'm talking about, it shows you the name of the document. It shows you the owner, and then the last modified date, as well as the file size. Okay, so I wish there were other things that we could show there, but it doesn't show other things, and that's okay. We just need to know, what we need to know. And sometimes you need a different layout. So you have grid layout, and then you also have the list layout, and that's what I was looking for. Those are the words I was looking for: grid and list. So this is considered the grid view, where you're seeing thumbnails. The list view is when you see the names of the documents, their file size, and the dates they were created. All right. All right. So, well, that was all that we had for today, guys. So we just completed the Grow with Google, Google Basics, and Google Drive documentation. So I am really excited that this is like our 7th or 8th one of these. This has been fun, and people are getting skilled up. People are taking advantage, but we've got more. So first of all, I want to give you guys some tips where you can go out and learn on your own. Google offers applied digital skills, which are free video-based lessons that help all learners of all ages prepare for job skills that require some digital skills. So if you need that, and you know you need that, or you need that in your business because you're a solopreneur, you got to do everything on your own, man, it can get rough if you don't have skills. So that's why we're doing this. That's why Black Multiverse brings you these types of trainings and these types of events that you can tap into every single day. Not every single day. Let me back that up. We bring it to you every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time. You're also able to connect on your own using the Google Applied Digital Skills training courses that are out there. You're also able to learn on YouTube, not only at blackmultiverse.live, but also on YouTube's channel. So Grow with Google is the channel for the Grow with Google program. And there you're going to be able to get expert tips to help you grow your skills, your career, or your business. And a new video comes out every single Thursday, which is pretty cool. All right. Google Career Certificates. So this is how Black Multiverse shows up in the whole world, right? So we have developed a program that, first of all, Google has given us $100,000 worth of a grant in the form of scholarships. And so we are distributing those scholarships to our employees to help them advance and skill up. And so Google also provides this way of being able to get certified to individuals. So if you are someone who wants to do this and you don't happen to work for Black Multiverse Enterprises, but maybe you do and we don't have a position available for you right now, you are able to join us and join the rest of the Google family and go ahead and get career certified. You're going to be able to take a course out on Coursera, and you can go to grow.google/certificates to get the links and more information on that. But if you do work for Black Multiverse Enterprises, or if you would like to explore what that looks like, please reach out to us at careers@blackmultiverse.io, and we will certainly help you out and get you started on the track. If you're an employee, you are automatically enrolled into the tracks that we discussed during your interview, and then you're able to start learning after your second week. So we don't, put in kind of these ridiculous stipulations or things like that. We want people to learn and grow. So kudos to me. So first of all, I'm just going to say this. I am not someone who is a salesperson, and I do not do digital marketing. I'm a technologist, and I use a whole lot of tools a lot of times. I'm definitely a supportive fan of marketing and sales, but I'm not a salesperson by any means. And so I went out and I got my career certification for digital marketing and e-commerce because I have some amazing things coming up with Black Multiverse, and I wanted to be able to make sure that I, understood from a different level. And I took those courses and am currently enrolled in that. I will also be taking probably all of these as time goes on, just because I am a consistent and constant learner. I believe in kind of atypical education and being able to self-pace through some things as somebody who likes to learn. I am also somebody who I dabble in a whole lot of different things because I find stuff boring sometimes. And so some days I'm like on a kick where it's like, hey, I want to create art with my mind. And then other days it's like, no, let me go build out, this amazing tool on the blockchain. And then other days it's like, no, let me jump into the metaverse. I just want to play a game. So that's how I work. I am not somebody who does well when you tell me that I only have one thing to do. Like that, it kills me. So I love this. We actually offer 6 different courses, 6 different tracks here. The other one that is missing is IT support with Python, and that is automation. And I cannot wait to take that one because that is going to blow everybody's minds when they get it. The world is definitely moving towards the automated frontier, and so we need to learn how to tap into that as a resource for our business. All right. So free online training and tools are available. So we partner with Grow with Google. We are a high impact partner thanks to these sessions and all of our community. We have been able to reach hundreds of people so far and are going to continue to do that. These are sessions that are available for literally anyone who is seeking some more knowledge. So you're able to go out to this site and find the different courses that are available to you. If you are a small business, you can even join up with Grow with Google if you'd like to, and you fit the criteria. And so that is what we wanted to share with you. You know, when you are thinking about your future, when you're thinking about the future of your business and kind of everything that you have going on and the way that the world is heading, the metaverse is coming. And so when we think about a future in the metaverse, we have to think about how we show up. How do we not get lost in these metaverse spaces, and how do our businesses not get lost in translation? So right now, you have the ability to drive people to your website using ads and things like that. And in the future, though, everything is based around community. So how do you build that community up if you can't really reach them, or if it's, you know, a brand new idea? You have to be able to stay connected. So Black Multiverse is going to be creating ways and spaces for us to stay connected in the culture across metaverses. And so, you know, it's really, I'm loving this. This is definitely squarely from my background in making sure that businesses are able to use the new technology and tools that they have. Really looking forward to everything that we have going on and all the different ways that you could potentially show up. So we are very excited. So don't forget to tap in. Let me show this one last time and talk about what this program is. If you enjoyed today's session, please do me a favor and go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. You're going to be able to catch up with us every Tuesday and every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We get started at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on Clubhouse, and that is our pre-room. That room allows us to actually go in and learn some different things on Clubhouse, connect with different folks who might not hear the sound of my voice otherwise, and then we drive them into our training sessions. And so those training sessions again are held every Tuesday and every Thursday, and will continue to be held every Tuesday and every Thursday from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time. And that enables us to get connected, and enables and empowers all of us to be a little bit more technically savvy as we head into the future. So we are going to go ahead and tap into our sponsors one last time. I want to thank everybody for being here, and thank you. If you have questions about what you've seen here today, or you have questions about the Black Multiverse Skill Up program, please tap in, or even the Black Multiverse Advanced program, because that is our scholarship program where we are building up in the future for the future of Web3. We are definitely looking to partner with other folks who are out here. So if you're a small business or a large business and you want to partner with someone who has a focus on disrupting disenfranchisement in the present to preserve possibilities in the future, come partner with us, because we're here, we're open, we're available, we're happy to open our arms and extend as much as we possibly can. So thank you again for watching. This is Nicole, and my voice is resting. Don't forget to like and subscribe, y'all.
He's going to do an outstanding job. Of course, this is the Black Business Expo ceremony.